Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to TD Fans Talk. This is the home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. And guys, this video is also brought to you by none other than dolphintalk.com. Make sure you check them out. The link is in the description below. Guys, I wanted to come to you all and talk about defensive line and more so the defensive ends, and in conjunction with Laremy Tunsil in our offensive line. When it comes to our offensive line, we're going to stick to just Laremy Tunsil as far as the main vocal point of this conversation in conjunction with the defensive ends. There is a lot of concern and a lot to be happy about, and we'll just start with the great news. Laremy Tunsil is balling out of his mind. He's continuing to take that leap and that leap and that leap and that leap and getting better and better as a left tackle in the NFL, which also means his value is just going up and up and up. And as a defensive tackle, this is just amazing for us to have our quarterback, whether it be Ryan Fitzpatrick, to make sure he's protected, or Josh Rosen, which a young quarterback always needs a great left tackle so that they don't have to worry about that blind spot, that backside that can definitely and potentially ruin their career. So Laremy Tunsil has been balling out of his mind. The bad thing about that is it's going to be tough when it comes to contracts, and we're going to talk about that later as well. Laremy Tunsil with his contract situation. So make sure you stay tuned to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, where you can get the latest updates on Dolphin news and dolphintalk.com. But Laremy Tunsil, we're going to talk about his contract on another stream. But guys, right now, the real vocal point of what I want to talk about real quick with you all is the defensive ends. I'm actually a little concerned. I'm a little more concerned than some may feel like I should be. And I think others are not. They aren't as concerned as they should be. We need better play at the defensive end position. We lost Cam Wake in the offseason, and we lost Robert Quinn. I guess loss is the wrong word. We traded those guys, let them go, just said we want to move on and try a new approach. And we're starting to see it and feel it at this point. So at the end of the day, we have to address that position, and we got to get better at the defensive end position. All signs out of camp show us that reality is our defensive ends are not getting the job done, and they're not putting any pressure on these quarterbacks. It's more the defensive tackles that are doing all the work in the early parts of camp. Now, I personally believe in Charles Harris. I think he's a great talent. Charles Harris, this is his opportunity to show. The problem with Charles Harris is he's the right defensive end. So who does he go against every single day? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he goes against Laremy Tunsil. He goes up against Laremy Tunsil every single day. And I just got to keep it straight with you all. Laremy Tunsil isn't losing any battles in practice. And it's hard to say whether that's a good thing for Laremy Tunsil or a bad thing for Charles Harris, because I want what we want it to be is Charles Harris making Laremy Tunsil work hard. We don't mind reports that Laremy Tunsil is having to work hard, but we want to see that our defensive ends are making him work hard. Right now, that is not the case. Right now, he's just dominating everyone they put on that right side, and we're unable to get any penetration on the quarterback. That's a big up for our offensive line, and we're going to talk about the offensive line later too, man. Honestly, the overall conjecture with them over camp is it's not looking good, but we'll talk about that later. But at least we know we have a rock in the left tackle position. We'll get more into the rest of the line later. But who's going to challenge Laremy Tunsil? We need someone who's going to challenge Laremy Tunsil and make him better overall. But who is going to be that individual that challenges him? That is the real question that we have to ask at this point. Because if we have no one to challenge Laremy Tunsil, there are quite a few great left tackles in this league. I mean, most teams will invest heavy money on them, and they don't mind doing it. That's a staple. It's been a staple for a long time. So our defensive ends are going to be going against great left tackles almost every single week. And if Charles Harris can't you see, he doesn't have to be explosive against Laremy Tunsil because Laremy Tunsil is a great talent. But if he can't make Laremy Tunsil work hard and make it look like a fair battle, then that concerns me going forward. It really does concern me going forward as far as Are we going to be able to pressure the quarterback from the outside? From the inside, I feel great. If you haven't checked out my last video, it's about the defensive tackles. I personally feel that is the best unit that we have on this team so far. Right now, best unit on the team is the defensive tackles. But as far as the defensive ends, this is not good, and I'm not happy about what we're seeing. We need to see a lot more from that position. Charles Harris has to emerge as a dominant force. Now, I know it's all early speculation because when we get to preseason and you see Charles Harris just dominating, that just means Tunsil's that good, you know? But right now, you'd hate to settle for a young guy like Tunsil coming off of his rookie deal soon to just be that good. You want to see even a player like him have upside. But if he doesn't and he's just that good, kudos to the Dolphins if they can go ahead and secure this deal long term with Laremy Tunsil, which we're going to talk about later as well. But right now on the defensive end position, we got the starters as of right now. You know, the coaches have been clear that they've named no official starters, okay? Right now at the defensive end position, we have Jonathan Woodard on the left defensive end, and we have Charles Harris on the right defensive end. Those are your quote-unquote starters right now. Really, Charles Harris is going to be the starter on the right end. Now, it's his position to lose. Who he would be losing it to, a possible Jonathan Ledbetter. I don't see it happening, but who knows? A CFL player. You got Dwayne Hendricks over on that right side as well, another CFL player. But on the left end side, Jonathan Woodard is the guy who's getting all the snaps right now. And you have Tank Carradine behind him and Nate Orchard. Let me tell you all, I'm going to be honest. I'm not impressed with the defensive end unit. I'm just going to tell you that now. I believe in Harris and Jonathan Woodard, but overall, I'm not impressed with the unit. Not only am I not impressed with the unit, I'm concerned about the depth of the unit as well, as far as quality of players. I mean, they're talented. These guys are talented. Every single one of them are talented. But as far as the depth of the unit, what up, Great One Devore? I see you in the room. Y'all hit that like button, guys. But as far as the depth of the unit, I'm not impressed. So are we supposed to go into this season with what we have and it is what it is? Let me break down what I think should happen at this point. What should happen at this point is we stick with the current unit that we have. We need to really evaluate them in preseason game one. See how these defensive ends do against the first unit of another team that is aggressive and ready to go. Let's see how they see. Laremy Tunsil is just a great talent, but when we play against another team, let's see what they do. If they ball out, they show improvement and show their effectiveness and they can set the edge, then at the end of the day, we continue to roll with that process of making them better and better, right? But if you see that even in preseason game one that they're struggling, the reality is the Miami Dolphins need to make a trade. And I'm not talking about pick up another guy out there in free agency, whatever it may be. I mean, your best guys aren't even available at this point, okay? But if they're not performing at the par preseason game one, we need to make a trade. Now, some of you all actually write in the comment section right now. Someone says stick with current. Don't do anything to lose draft position next year. Listen, I understand that. And I actually ask you, the person who left that message, what's your concern about draft position next year? We're loaded with picks. What's your concern? Are you one of those tank for Tua guys? I'm just curious. Let us know in the comment section and I'll get back with you, okay? Y'all hit that like button, guys. 19 are watching right now, only 2 likes. Hit that like button, show your love and support. We're going to try to get over 100 likes on this video as well. But let me break this down, okay? We might need to go ahead and make a trade. And the reason why is I truly do believe that we have something special this year. We're not as far as people think from having our core team that we're ready to roll with and pursue a Super Bowl. I really do believe that. Why do I believe that? The secondary is the best it's ever been, if you ask me. The cornerback position, is strong, not elite. I mean, we got one elite player, but it's strong. Overall, it's strong, not elite. Okay? The linebacker position, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about that later. That's actually becoming a shocking position so far in camp. It's beautiful. The defensive tackles, we know what our issue was last year. All of our problems on defense started with the defensive tackles. They're emerging, and we got the best unit on our team is the defensive tackles. We're that close to having what I'd actually argue with people and say we could have a top 5 defense. We can have a top 5 defense, but not if we don't address the defensive end position. And since we have all of that working for us in defense, this is an opportunity for us to go out there and make a trade and go ahead and grab that one guy or those 2 guys that doesn't have to be elite, but that can make a difference. They can make a difference on that D-line. That would elevate our play to a whole nother level, guys. A whole nother level. I see you all chatting in the comment section. Let me read a few of them before I keep going. Not a tank, dude, but the higher the pick, the more likely we are to land a starter. I like that, but at the end of the day, we have so many assets. And this was the person who said that we need to stick with the current roster and don't lose draft position. And they replied and said they're not a tank type guy. But the higher the pick, the more likely we are to land a starter. And what I would say to that is this. If you're picking in the first round, you should be landing a starter if you have a great scouting unit anyway. I don't care if you're the 32nd pick. You should be landing a starter in the first round regardless if your scout team is doing what they have to do. And records report that Miami Dolphins have one of the best scouting teams in the NFL. That's a fact. It's true. But what I would say is we have so many assets in next year's draft. Even if we ended up drafting 32, Super Bowl, baby, you see where my mind is. Even if we had the 32nd draft pick, we have so many assets in the draft that we can move up in the top 10. We can take a few of those other assets, match it with that 32nd pick, and we can move up in the top 10, top 15. So I'm not really concerned about that if that's what we're looking for. Not really concerned about it. Even if we drafted at 15, adding another second-round pick won't get us to 11. You see what I mean? Guys, so I'm not concerned about that. Flores wants to go out and try to win every single game. And when they brought in Alan Hearns, that told me, forget all that tank talk. These coaches are actually trying to win now. They're trying to win now. So with that being said, you want to go into the season with the best roster you possibly can without giving away assets. But again, the only thing that a team should really be concerned about are their core assets, the 7 picks you're supposed to get anyway. Everything above that is really up for grabs. We can utilize, we can stack up, we can play with. That's what that's about. That's what it's about. So I'm not, I just think that we really need to consider making a trade. Not yet now. Again, I have to wait to see a preseason game against opposition, not your same team, but opposition to see how those DNs do. But I'm not impressed at the position. It would be really nice and beautiful to bring in another reliable guy. I'm not looking for a superstar to be paying them 13, 14, 15, 16 million a year. I'm talking about a good, solid player where you could probably get for 6, 7, or 8 million that can make a difference and be a factor on the roster and come in and start, which would add a more valued depth. It would add more value at the depth position. Right now, the sad thing is we went into the offseason having 3 positions of major concern, 4 positions of major concern. Tight end, offensive line, 5, I guess. Quarterback, tight end, offensive line, defensive line, and linebacker. At today's current juncture, you can remove linebacker. I'm happy with where we are. I'm happy. I'm one of the main components that we need with better linebacker play. I'm not impressed. I'm happy with where we are in today's NFL right now. Quarterback, I'm happy with where we are. We have someone who could start or become the project of the future and a reliable guy for now, just in case the project doesn't work out right now. I'm good at that. I'm good for that. The defensive line is still an issue, but the tackles, I feel that is the strongest unit on the team right now, in my opinion. So it's really just the defensive ends. So right now, it's really tight ends, defensive ends, and offensive line is your concern. We've reduced the concern down to 2.5 units. In other words, if you use defensive end as a full unit, we've broken our concerns in half. We had 5 major concerns, and now we have 2.5. And the half comes from the defensive line because the tackles are legit, but the ends I'm concerned about. Who is your starting quarterback? Right now, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I believe that's what it's going to be. 44 in the room, only 7 likes. Please show your love and support. We want to get this video over 100 likes, so hit that like button and showing your appreciation for what I do day in and day out with the streams, guys. I appreciate your love for that. But I want to get better at the position. So some might ask, what would we trade? What are we willing to give up? Here's the truth. You can find a really good defensive end in this league for a 3rd-round pick. I mean, to be fair with you, you can actually get an elite one that other teams may not be for a second. But you can get the value from a value standpoint, a 3rd-round pick for a real solid defensive end, I would be all for it. And I'm not talking about a young guy. A young guy is going to warrant more if he's good. I'm talking about one of those guys in the middle of the road. Not old, not young, but the 27, 28, the 29-year-old who you could throw a 3rd or a 4th round to a team and bring them in. That's what I would give. That's the price range of what I would be willing to spend as a general manager at this juncture. But again, not yet after the first preseason game. But even after the first preseason game, I have a feeling that it's a good idea to bring someone in anyway, even if this unit is playing well, because I'm not impressed with the depth. We have a lot. We have a lot of talent, and they're good at certain things, but just the all-around depth, I'm just not impressed. Like I said, we got good talent, just not impressed. I'm not right now. But that's one option. Giving up a 3rd or 4th rounder to try to bring in a good solid guy. I'm not looking for a superstar, okay? All right. Now, another option. Trade. Non-draft pick trade. This is where you look at the receiver position and look at a team like the Giants and say, hey, I got a good, reliable Bryce Butler. I'm trying to see about that guard you got over there sitting on the bench at left guard or right guard. He's really good. It's just that I know that you have another great one in front of him. I want to bring him in and try him out and try to work him into this unit. That's the type of stuff that you got to do. Give away someone like put Bryce Butler on the trade block. Maybe even with the Giants, give them more options to play with. Hey, we got Bryce Butler and Isaiah Ford, a young upcoming star. He just can't find his way to make this roster because we're loaded with talent, but he's a good talent himself. We got 2 guys, if you give me that guy right there, that guard. Not just the Giants now. The Giants signed a wide receiver yesterday. Yeah, they did, but they're still so shorthanded. They lost 3 now. One with the thumb injury, broken or something, and one with the ACL. Those 2 are out for the season. And the other one is suspended for 4 games. So bringing in one still ain't answering all their issues. You see what I mean? So at the end of the day, I use the Giants as an example. It's 31 other teams. Somebody, you can find a deal out there somewhere. So at the end of the day, this is the opportunity. Y'all hit that like button. We got 14 likes. Let's get it to 25, y'all. But this is the opportunity. And because we got a lot of great receivers, guys, on this roster. We do. We have a lot of great receivers. We got to make sure that we don't just try to hoard the assets and have guys on the roster that never even play when you can be upgrading the offensive line or the defensive end position. And they should be going after another defensive end that is above average. I'm not talking elite. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is elite, 1 is boo-boo trash, okay? I'm talking about a 7 type player, above average. And I know many people would be like, oh, 5 is an average. In this league, about 6 is an average. I want a 7 guy, okay? I don't need a JJ Watt. I just need a guy that can make a few plays here and there and hold his side of the line and set that edge. Palm Beach in the house. I see you, Mr. Ouja. Shout out to you guys. But I want to know what you all think. You know, is this an opportunity for them to bring someone in? Should they bring someone in? Or should we just roll with this unit, good or bad? I really do feel, though, that we can do something really special this year. I feel that we can do something special, have all the TV networks talking about us. Look at this young Dolphin team. I really do feel it deep down inside, man. So we're not far from making a few moves and stuff to being closer to that. I don't think that we have to sit around and say, all right, we've improved this year. We won 7 or 8 games or 9 games, but just missed the playoffs. And next year, we're going to take another leap and win 10 or 11 games because we drafted well, figured out more player. No, I understand patience, and I am patient. But, man, we cut all those players, and we went into the offseason feeling like, oh, my gosh, this is going to be a 3 to 4 year process. But are we not like right there on the cusp? Do you see the way that this defense is forming? Do you not see that we got 2 good, reliable running backs? More than that, I'm just saying who we know are going to be the 1-2 punch. Do we not feel like we got wide receiver weapons all throughout? Do we not feel like we got different tight ends with great assets? Like, oh, Leary's been balling out finally? Do we not feel like either Rosen or Fitzpatrick aren't good enough to get the job done? Doesn't have to be elite, but still can get the job done. If Flacco can win a Super Bowl, either Fitzpatrick or Rosen can't be effective? We're that close to me. So let's see what we can do right now about this O-line, and let's see what we can do about these D ends right now. And it's that simple. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. So yeah, so that's just my thoughts on it, guys. I just really do believe like we can pull something out and make this team even that much better. Let me see what you all have to say in the chat section. Can Christian Wilkins be a Tom Bowens type player? Christian Wilkins can be one of the greatest of all time. I'm not going to put a name type player on him. Christian Wilkins can end up being Christian Wilkins. Hope you follow me on that. When Brady's gone, it's Finn season. Brady's still here and it's Finn season. I got to start working on y'all mindset, y'all mind frame. Brady is still here and it's Finn season now. Okay? See how Harris in games is to gauge if moves are needed. All we need is for one end to emerge. I mean, but why not look for possibly 2? I get you, though. We want to see him real game time and just get one of them to emerge. That's a better look. But why not look for 2? Bring someone in anyway so that we can at least guarantee 1 versus all we need is to hope 1. Let's try to guarantee 1 at least. The AFC is up for taking. The Pats are smoked. The AFC East ain't up for taking, Pete. The Dolphins done already took it. Soon as they said we have announced our new head coach is Brian Flores, we own the AFC East. Everybody don't know that yet. But we're about to show them. We're about to show them, man. I know you guys want a Tua jersey too. Don't lie. I'm going to start asking everybody who keep talking about Tua, why? I'm a take for Tua guy. Why? If you can answer to me why you're a take for Tua guy, then we can talk. Because most of y'all throw out Tua's name just because what you hear in the media. Tua's the future. Tua's the future. Come on, man. Wasn't Johnny Manziel the future and all those type of guys? Come on, man. Let me see. Tunsil will take leadership with the O-line and improve them. Yeah, but it's only so much can do when you're at the end, man. Only so much you can do. Sometimes you just, some guys aren't fit. They're not ready, man. One thing about Wilkins is he's a man, not a young rookie. I believe he's 24 already, fully built. No question about it, Pete. And he's showing it every day in practice, man. Fitzpatrick under a real tough, gritty coach with all the weapons we have will perform. I agree. That's why I'm excited about him this year, but I want to see less mistakes. Y'all, the chat moving fast. I got to keep up with y'all. Facts. We own it, baby. You better know it. All right. The Patriots run that division, but I hope someone comes up and puts up a fight. Patriots don't own the division. They owned. You got to add an ED to the end of that. This don't need to be a school lesson, but ED is past tense. So owned, not own, owned. Now we own. All right? And we'll own. What am I missing? Nothing, Rip Tupac. We just talking about this D-line, defensive end situation, and Laremy Tunsil's dominance. I don't read too much into guys against Tunsil. Tunsil is a stud, and no one else has success against him, so our guys just need to keep grinding. I agree with that, and that's why I'm a little reserved with it, but does not every team invest in a great defensive – does not every great team invest in a great left tackle? And we need a guy on the opposite end of the ball that at least makes an elite left tackle work hard. Laremy Tunsil ain't working hard. He's not working hard in practice, and that's my concern. He's chilling. He's bullying these guys. All reports point to Laremy Tunsil has total no regard for anybody in front of him. Beautiful for the O-line on the left side, but not good for the defense because all teams – not all, but majority of the teams have invested good money on a good, talented left tackle. Truth. Facts. Because we have had pure trash at the quarterback position for the last 20 years. I wouldn't even agree with that, Jay Orion. We always want to blame the quarterback. I mean, has never in 20 freaking quarterbacks, has it never been just the team around them? It's easy for us to just go straight to the quarterback and point at them. Straight to the quarterback and point at them. Come on, guys. Look at Tua's family, sport history. TD, he's very talented. Watch out for him winning Heisman this year. Number 13, Heisman. Wow, that's funny. That's my main point of why I'm concerned, y'all. When is the last time a Heisman winning quarterback was successful in the NFL? Can someone answer that to me in the comment section? When is the last time a Heisman winning quarterback was successful in the NFL? And I'm not going to get into it today. Just go over to my yesterday's video. And whenever I start going off, matter of fact, let me help you out and give you the title to that video. It's called Miami Dolphins TD Fans Talk Live Show, Live In-Call Show. Enough is enough. You either know football or you don't. That's the title for the video yesterday. Go check that video out so you can be educated on these Heisman winning quarterbacks, on these quarterbacks that play for some of the best teams in college football. Everybody on their roster is a 4 or a 5-star guy. And they got 7 seconds to throw the ball. They got all the time in the world to make decisions. And then when they throw the ball, sometimes it ain't accurate. Just because it's a completion don't mean it's accurate. They throw it deep to a wide receiver, wide open, then the wide receiver got to slow down and catch it. And they put up big numbers. The media tells you this is the future. And those who don't know football, yeah, we need Tua. Tank for Tua. And he wins a Heisman this year. He comes into the NFL like all Heisman winners, and you don't hear from him 3 years later. Come on, man. Come on, stop that. Stop. He plays in the SEC, TD, tank for Tua. You're making my point, Colin. Y'all act like the SEC is filled with 12 great teams. Let's get it straight. Because I'm a Gators fan and a UM fan. I know very well about the SEC. Let's get it straight. Every year there's only 3.5 great teams in the SEC. Everybody else in the SEC, the other 8 or 9 teams, are filled with 1, 2, and 3-star players. And you wonder why Tua last year dominated almost all season, playing against all these 1 and 2-star players. And then you get to the national championship and it's starting to look more like 5-star versus 5-star. And what happened with 5-star versus 5-star? Come on, man. Come on. Tua ain't looked so 5-starish, did he? No, and don't sit here and act like he did. Man, and that's the point, man. That's the point. Y'all put too much merit on these guys because of the numbers they put up in college. Guess what? In the NFL, you're going to be playing a lot more 5-star players. Y'all always do that. I mean, and when I say y'all know who I'm talking about. Those who tank for Tua. You do that every time. Because it ain't just Tua. It's whatever quarterback's coming out that year. They probably played in one of the best conferences in football, at least top 3 or 4 conferences in football. They dominated all year until they got to the championship games, and then they didn't look the same. Tua is making football look so easy. What quarterback from Alabama didn't make it look easy? What quarterback from Clemson didn't make it look easy? What quarterback from Texas Tech didn't make it look easy? What quarterback from Oklahoma didn't make it look easy? What quarterback from any of the teams in the last 10 years that was top 5 on average didn't make it look easy? TCU, exact. That's them too. Come on, man. They all make it look easy. Because they got a 5-star offensive line and they back there cutting their hair while down said, hut. Let me edge this side. Hold on. Come on, man. They back there chilling. Go look at their film. Go look at Tua. You can go pull up Tua on YouTube right now. Down said, hut. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. Oh, there go my guy. Oh, nah, you know what? I know I got about 5 more seconds. Oh, there go another one. But let me see if the deep one open. That's open too. 7 seconds in. Let me give it to him. And then you wonder when defense is finally getting pressure on them, they now all of a sudden they don't look the same. Clemson actually got through that O-line and Tua looked like Bua. And you can't tell me I'm hating. These are facts. Clemson got through that O-line and he ain't looked like a turn Tua. Ain't look nothing like it. Same thing happened with Mahomes last year. Balling all season, but guess what? Soon as you get to the AFC Championship game, it's 5-star against 5-star. They made Mahomes look like Tannehill in the first round. The Patriots defense. Am I lying? Am I lying? Come on, man. Stop with that crap. This video wasn't even about that. This video wasn't even about that. Stop falling all in love with these high college prospects. Do y'all know that the statistics show you that all quarterbacks drafted in the top 5 picks have a 3% chance of being successful in the NFL? 3 freaking percent. And y'all want us to grab them every single chance we get. You kill me with that. When you can go get a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman that has a 30% chance of being successful in the NFL. Let me tell you something. I don't care who I'm offending. You have no logic behind the whole tank for Tua or any of them high drafted quarterbacks y'all keep talking about. You have no merit behind what you're talking about. So when you say tank for Tua, I always ask from this point on, and if you agree with me, start asking people, tank for Tua. Look at them and say, why? Oh, because he's balling. Oh, that's your answer? The general answers? Can you give me the reason why? Well, when he's under pressure, he does this. In tight windows, he does this. When he only has 2 seconds to throw the ball, he's able to do this. When he talk to me like that. But the crazy thing is you can't, because there's no evidence of him in a tough situation. And then when you point out the evidence, like the national championship game, when he looked like trash, oh, it was one game. Well, it was the only game where he was in a tough situation. You want to draft a quarterback who's proven in a tough situation. Matter of fact, you know those other 9 teams that he plays every year in the SEC that have a whole bunch of 1, 2, and 3-star players and not 5-star? You want to look on those teams for the guy who's still balling with that roster. That's the guys you want to look for. The Tom Brady's of the world. Those are the guys you want to look for. Tank for Tua. Y'all ain't learned your lesson yet. You ain't learned your lesson yet. My gosh. How can you like Minka and not Tua? Because when you're on defense, it's a total different story. You're the one that has to work. You got to work against everybody's best. And has Minka not come into this league and already start proving it? Minka on defense, you don't have a 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second. I know my man done ran past me and he gone 20 yards down the field, but you know what? At 8 seconds, I'm going to turn around and catch him. Minka don't have that luxury. He got to play every single minute, shadow his guy, follow his coverage, read the offense. He got to do it all. I'm talking about the quarterback position. I'm talking about the quarterback position. Come on, man. You can't compare. You can't use this scenario with defenses, especially not the nickel. Now, on the defensive line, I'll give you that, because you got a stacked defensive line, then it's making it easier for every member of the D-line. But if you're a linebacker on an elite team and you're a nickel on an elite team, oh, you got the hardest job. You got the hardest job. Hardest job, man. Even digress. I'm going to digress, man. Even if we tank for Tua, who's to say he ain't a Deion Jordan? My point exactly. We got 12 picks in the next draft. 5 do be O-line. First pick do be a QB that we develop and trade. Oh, we're going to draft a QB, but I keep on arguing with people telling them it's not going to be in the first round. It's not going to be in the first round. That's what I keep telling people. We found him already from UCLA, stole him in a second-round pick. We good at quarterback for the next 10 to 15 years. Let's go, Pete. Pete, man. We have a whole 2019 season to play. That's right. And we going to win it, too. Tom Brady is trash. We would not win with a different – he would not win with a different team. Tom Brady is good. He's good in the system, and he does his job, and he don't make the mistakes. He don't make a lot of mistakes. So he'll be good on any team. Now, if he ain't got talent around him, then yeah, it can be hard. But Tom Brady will win with any team. You know why? Because, like he said, he don't mind taking a pay cut because he enjoys the competitive advantage of having better talent around him. Wherever Tom Brady went, he's going to be able to afford great talent around him because he doesn't take so much in salary. So he'd be successful on other teams if they didn't overpay other players and they did it smart. All facts, TD. Trying, man. Derwin has Bosa and Ingram applying pressure. What does Minka have up front? So true. Especially last year, and he proved it. I want to see Tom Brady with the Bills or Jets. Can he do good there? I told y'all he could do good anywhere because his salary is going to be able to warrant him the ability to do good. Matter of fact, this is a good one. This is a good one because y'all know TD. If I'm ever if someone corrects me, I want to make sure I clear it up with everybody on my channel. Any corrections, I always want to clear up. Okay. Let me give y'all. I told y'all some people be commenting in my comment section. They have a primary job to try to prove me wrong, right? Hold on. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it, man? Let me see where it is. Here it is. All right. They have a primary focus on proving me wrong, and I want to read one of the messages that I got yesterday, man. They basically, to me, it felt like a check. They were like, okay, here we go. A few things about your facts, TD. Your facts here. Everyone knows, and this was when I was talking about the quarterback situation, ushering in the running quarterback. And I was giving y'all some knowledge. Y'all go check out this video because it's a real good video. It's the same one where I talk about enough is enough. If you don't know football, get out of here, man. They basically tried to tell me where I was wrong, okay? Everyone knows that without Vic, none of the guys today would exist. I agreed with that. There's only 2 things out of the 10 things this person said that I agree with. I agree without Vic, none of them would exist. But the point of the video yesterday was about when Vic was here, 3 or 4 teams tried to follow that model. But Russell Wilson ushered in 15 teams trying to follow that model. That's a fact, okay? He said he's the reason people starting to try out. Russell averaged 30-plus throws a game, which is false. I told y'all yesterday he averaged like 19 a game, but I was mistaken. It was actually 19 completions a game. He averages about 25, 28 passes a game, not 30-plus like this person's saying, all right? You said to look it up, so I did. Okay, thanks for the correction. The Seahawks have been declining from a few years before Russ got his deal. Lies. Let me keep reading, and I'm gonna show y'all where this person is straight up wrong. Colin Kaepernick put up these numbers his last full season in the league: 19 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Lies, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. Every GM in the world would take that. Lies. The only reason that guy isn't starting is because of he's controversial as hell. Lies. The Pats don't always have tons of early picks. They even had a season or 2 recently where they literally had 0 until the 3rd round. That's what they wrote, okay? All that full of lies, okay? Trying to prove TD wrong. And here was my response, okay? In regards to Russell Wilson, I was looking at completions per game, so I misspoke. He averaged 28 attempts per game for his career, not 32. But thank you so much for the clarification. We want to be factual on this channel, so anytime I make a mistake, I'm so open to being corrected. But in regards to everything else, let's address your facts. No, the Seahawks were not declining before the first deal. They were not declining before the first deal he got after completing his rookie deal. Here's some facts that you may have not looked up. Russell Wilson made less than $1 million his first 3 seasons. Some of y'all may not even know that. Russell Wilson made less than $1 million his first 3 seasons. And I keep telling y'all, you want to understand football? Follow the money. Follow the salary cap allocation. So they had a franchise quarterback making less than $1 million 3 seasons in a row. First 3 seasons. Let me tell y'all what that got them from a record standpoint, okay? Let me see. Hold on. Less than $1 million first 3 years, allowing the team to afford weapons and protection and great defense. They won 11 games his rookie season. Then they won 13 games the year after that. In that 3rd season of that contract, they won 12 games. Why does guy say they start declining before he got his new deal? They won 11 games rookie season, 13 the next year, and 12 the year after that. But he gonna tell me, let me check your facts. They start declining before he got his new deal. Get out of here, man. Let me say that again. 11 wins, 13 wins, and 12. Do y'all see the decline? Do y'all see the decline? Come on, man. He didn't say their name. I'm not going to say people's name, man. Y'all can go check it out. Go look at this video. Look in the comment section and you find the name. I don't want to point people out, but what they said is atrocious. Let's keep going, man. So, first of all, I said never fell off. Then the fourth season, they gave him a massive extension. At that time, it was massive. They gave him a massive extension, okay? He got $31 million in the signing bonus, and his cap rose in that fourth season. They restructured the deal ahead of time, and they took a bigger cap hit. He went from making $1 million, less than $1 million a year, like 600,000, 700,000, and 800,000, all the way to a lot more millions, okay? And what happened that year? After that, they have failed. For the next 4 years, they failed to win more than 10 games. They never won more than 10 games after that season. Never won more than 10 games after that season when they gave him his deal. They went from 11 wins to 13 to 12 and never won more than 10 after that. 10, 10, 9, 10. So he's good enough to get you to the playoffs, but that's about it. Because ever since then, they ain't do nothing. Okay? Facts, okay? Since you want to check my facts. Here we go. But you say they were falling off before the deal, which was false. They barely made the playoffs every season since. For the rest of your comments, you have the wrong perception of what the conversation was about. It's not about the quarterback play overall, but the success of the team after they got off of their rookie deal with a higher contract resulting in less talent around them. As far as Kaepernick's 19 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, this is an amazing ratio, I admit. But that was not team success. They went 2-14. 2-14. When Kaepernick got his deal, his last season in the league, they went 2-14. Talk about any team would have took the 19 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Ain't nobody want no 19-4. Yeah, it's a great ratio. Sam Darnold had 25 touchdowns last year, and he was trash. Yeah, beautiful ratio, but resulting in helping the team win. 2-14, which proves to you, with a great quarterback ratio of 19 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, still ain't enough to get it done, man. And here's the funny thing about it. I said 19 touchdowns ain't impressing no one. By the way, I'm using 19 touchdowns because you said it. But the fact is, he only has 16 passing touchdowns. I'm using his example, what he said, which was 19 touchdowns. But when I go look it up, he only had 16 touchdowns. So he was actually 16-4. 1 touchdown a game. 1 touchdown a game. But for argument's sake, I went with his 19 to show him it still didn't matter. Ridiculous, man. This is what I get on a daily basis. People literally trying to prove me wrong. At least come with facts so I can be humbled and tell you you're right, like I did at the beginning of this post on Russell Wilson's pass attempts. Let me read the end of this, man. In regards to the Pats, you couldn't be more wrong. They are always loaded with early draft picks. You're probably only looking at the end result. But before the draft starts, they always have 5 or 6 in the first 3 rounds. They are just smart enough to trade many of them out for more later round draft picks, which they do. They may, just like this year, they started the season with 6 draft picks in the first 3 rounds, but they only end up making 5 picks because they always trade back and get more people in camp to see. They play the numbers game. Why am I going to go get 7 players at their respected place when I can go get 10? And instead of 1 or 2 of those guys working out of 7, I might get 2 or 3 that works out of 10. They play the numbers game. Okay. I said Proof shows you that every team starts with 7 draft picks, and the Pats normally draft 8, 9, or 10, or even 10 players majority of the years, with the exception of 2017, in which they traded some of those picks, which also helped them have 2 first-round picks in 2018 and still keep their second-round pick. Those are facts for you. The only year they had 4 picks was in 2017. They didn't pick it to the 4th round. Why? Because they were trading picks. They were trading picks. And that helped them in 2018 get 2 first-round picks. They got 2 first-round picks in 2018. Get out of here with the craziness, man. Get out of here, man. Trying to give y'all facts. Don't come check my facts with false information. I'm humble enough to look up whatever fact checking you do of mine and tell you, okay, let me make sure I correct it on the video. But stop. Some of you sound real desperate to prove me wrong. And that just means that I'm making a lot of logical sense of what I'm saying. And that means that you just disagree because you don't like it. Stop the crap, man. Get out of here with that, man. Anyway, let me see what y'all talking about. Who does a team go 9-9? Oh, how does a team go 9-9? I said 9-9. I may have been tripping. Can't go 9-9. Shaking my head. I must have said the wrong thing. I don't know what y'all talking about actually. They know how to draft. LOL. Yeah, that's happening, Pete. They are going to an 18-game season after this season. Nick, I don't think it's going to happen because the players have put their foot down. They said no. That's the big old fight that's going to happen in the CBA after this season, and I hope it doesn't cause a lockout. Not getting alerts, TD. Oh, my gosh, it's frustrating. I've been talking to YouTube, and I don't know why people are not getting alerts. I've been talking to them, and they've been telling me they'll look into it, but people aren't getting notifications that I'm live. I used to start a stream in less than 30 seconds. I got 40 people in the room. Now, in the first 5 minutes, I got 10, and it starts to build up after that. It's crazy. YouTube, I don't know what's going on, man. Hopefully they fix it soon. I think they just hating on us, man. Whoever running this YouTube account is a Patriots fan. That's what it is. That's why you came late. This is crap, man. Again, y'all unsubscribe to the channel, then resubscribe, turn the notifications on. Hopefully that works, okay? The Patriots usually draft horrible, but since they are never in cap problems, if they see something they need, upgrade, Miami trades forward to help. I'm not in total disagreement with that. I'm not going to say they're the best drafters, but they have so many draft picks that 1 or 2 of them work out. I mean, you'll look at a guy like the running back White. You're not going to say he's an elite player, but does he not work out for them? That was a first-round pick. People will say, oh, it wasn't a great draft pick. But no, does it not work? Did it not help win Super Bowls? You see what I mean? I think that notion of New England doesn't draft well is a little skewed. They win the freaking Super Bowl at a high clip. How do they not draft well? Those same players are playing. You see what I mean? Everybody in the media, they always talk about these high-profile players, and that determines if you draft well. It's not about that. It's about finding a guy who can be on a scale of 1 to 10, a good 7 or 8 guy. And since he's not a 10, they don't draft well. No, they finding a unit, man. They finding a great overall team. Yeah, go get that DN from Arizona. I know. I've been watching that too. That'll be a good opportunity. New England know how to draft. What this guy talking about? Well, I guess I just made the point on that. They know how to draft. You just don't get this is the top Pro Bowl player. They building a team. Belichick don't want Pro Bowl players if you ask him. I want a guy that's just below a Pro Bowl player, so he ain't got the recognition to demand great money, and he ain't got the recognition to just be. Come on, man. Y'all got to start to put these things together. TD, let's do a live. Call we been begging about Tua. TD, let's do a live. We have been begging about Tua. Call me been begging about Tua. Colin LaRoche, I mean, you got to be whenever I do the call-ins, you got to be one of the first ones to call, man. I think you're trying to say, you want You want Tua. I don't know. You got to let me know in the comment section. Is that what you're saying? You're a Tua advocate, and we can actually talk about it. I'm looking for somebody that says, TD, you're wrong. We need Tua. And I would love to talk to you on the phone so I can ask you, I can ask you why. And maybe you can just blow our minds and make TD say, yeah, I never thought of it that way. Let's get Tua. Or you can make everybody who listens to this channel. Oh, no, I know it's all love, but I'm trying to say, are you a Tua guy? Is that what you want to get on the line and talk about why we should get Tua? We want Tua because he is good. Y'all make it tough for me, man. How you know Tua good? How do you know he's good? Because he's looking good in college and he's putting up massive numbers? Man, stop, man. Stop. I'm not finna. I can't do this right now. All right. When Rosenball's out, I want all you Tua guys to keep asking for Tua. These dudes tripping. The bye week is essential. That's funny. Listen, guys, it is what it is. This video was about the defensive ends and Laremy Tunsil's dominance over them so far. At the end of the day, man, that's what it is. This your boy TD Fans Talk. I'm gonna go live after this video in a little bit, maybe in about 10 minutes again. So y'all make sure y'all check me out. I told you I'm gonna be live all day today, baby. I already got 2 videos in. This is the 3rd one. We got about 2 to 3 more to go, and we're gonna be live. We're gonna be talking about a lot. Next up, we're gonna be talking about this linebacker depth, okay? Why I think that this is actually the 2nd best unit now on the Miami Dolphins squad. We're going to be talking about that on the next live stream. And at the end of that, I actually will be taking some phone calls. So this is TD Fans Talk. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button on your way out. We want to try to get over 100 likes on this video. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And shout out to DolphinsTalk.com with the new partnership that we have together. Go check them out for everything Dolphins. It's your boy TD from TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Love y'all. Appreciate your support as always. Peace.